It's stewardship season. So I want to tell you my favorite stewardship story. It was about 30 years ago, and 3 bishops prior to the one we have currently. Bishop James Warner. Anybody remember Bishop James Warner? He was a little guy, just about like Zacchaeus. He was a short man. And I think it was a confirmation. I think, in fact, it was my confirmation. I was a little younger than Johnny, I think. I was in my 30s anyway, when I was confirmed in this church, this very church. And so down in the parish hall, there was a celebration following, and Bishop Warner was here. And he was a great little guy. He had something wrong with his finger. Remember that? His finger had a crook in it, and it was just the right size to fit a cigarette. So I always remember him with this little cigarette hook. He smoked like this, and well, I'll tell you what, it was just a great thing. Well, anyway, we're down at the parish hall, and we're talking about, and I thought I could trick him. I was new to the church, and I thought, well, I've got him now. I said, that stewardship thing, Bishop, 10%. I said, now, is that of gross or of net? Do you know the difference, right? Your gross before, this is what you're supposed to be paying, the net is what you actually get, right? So 10%, is that gross or net? And I thought I had him there, and he says, well, which do you think it is? I said, well, I think it's net. And he went, sign here. Right? Because he knew there was no way I was giving anything close to 10% of my net. I was like, you bishops, grumble, grumble, grumble. So, we're always asking ourselves, what do I have to do in the church? Aren't we? I think underlying, we really want to be of service, and we really want to do good, but I think underlying all that is, what's the minimum I have to do in church, What do I have to do? How do I have to pray? 10 minutes a day? 10 minutes a week? 10 minutes a year? How often do I have to pray? What do I have to start doing that I'm not currently doing, or what do I stop doing that I've been doing for a long time? Yes? Those are always my questions. How much do I have to give? Or how little can I give and get away with it? So today, all of us grumblers get an answer in the text. So we're the grumblers in this text. You never have to worry. So in some stories, you don't know who you are. Am I supposed to be Zacchaeus? Am I supposed to be the crowd? You're the grumblers. Okay? Let me hear you grumble. Right? That's you. Whenever Jesus says something, you're like, oh, that Jesus, got me again. Okay? So that's you. Now, following along in Luke's narrative. We're in chapter 19, I think, right? Well, in Luke 18:9, we get the tax collector, the sinner who repented. The tax collectors were known as notorious sinners to their fellow Jews, right? So a sinner, a tax collector that repented. That's 18:9. Then in 18:18, a few verses later, we get the rich man. Now, being rich in those days was also seen as kind of a sin, right? Because how did you get rich unless you were getting that on the backs of others? So the rich man, the sinner, who just couldn't give it all, and he turned away and he walked away. He said, I can't do it. He said, what do I have to do to be saved? Jesus says, well, follow the law. And he says, I've done that my whole life. Jesus said, well, you're only lacking one thing. Give away all you have. He's like, I can't do that. So we have that in 18:18. Then we have 19:1. Today, we get the rich tax collector. So we had a tax collector, then we had a rich man. Now we have both combined, a rich tax collector, a super sinner. Yeah. Boy, is he going to get it, right? Oh, he's going to get creamed. That's what we think is going to happen. He's going to get it. But does he get creamed? He does not. What happens in the text today? Do you want to read it again? I don't think they got it. Yeah. What happens in the text is Jesus says, salvation has come to his household. Jesus walking by says, hey, come down, Zacchaeus. I'm supposed to go to your house today. And then he says, hey, listen, salvation is here for this guy. Today's text brings together the grumblers and the sinners and rich folks. And in this story, we're the grumblers. Okay. Now, most of us look at the story of Zacchaeus, and the only thing we know about it is Zacchaeus was what? Yes, correct. Correct. I was with some people today. We have a little group of Protestant preachers. We get together every Tuesday in our office here, and we talk about the text for the week. And I was like, I'm going to start by singing that old song. Remember this one? Short people got no reason to. Anybody? Right? And why can't I think I can preach that, say that, because I'm short. I've been short my whole life. Right? But somebody in this group was shorter than me, and they're like, that offends me, Mark. And he got really mad at me, so I decided I wouldn't start that way. But anyway, if we know anything about Zacchaeus, we know that he is short. But really, the other thing we know about this text is Zacchaeus, seeing Jesus, encountering Jesus, repents of his richness, his tax collectorness, his sinfulness, right? And he says, look, I will give away from now on half of everything I have. And if I've taken anything away from anybody, I'll give it back 4 times as much. But actually, and so we see this as a big turning point in his life, but actually that's not what it says. The Greek says, read properly, that he says, I already give away half of everything. I already give back 4 times if I ever defraud anyone. In other words, he's not saying I'm changed. He's saying I am who I am. Right? I might be a rich tax collector, but I already do more than the law requires. You're asking me to do this. I'm already doing it. And in doing so, although he is a super sinner, Jesus names him as a son of Abraham and declares his household saved. So the grumblers are so mad. That makes them so angry. Because Jesus is hanging out with these super sinners and he's not making them change, see? And the man says, hey, at least I give, Y'all can dog me all you want, but at least I'm giving, I'm giving more than is required. And Jesus says, hey, this guy is all right in my book. All right. In the church, we always have this like Goldilocks situation, right? Don't we? Too little, too much, just right. What's the just right amount to do and to give? That's what our dilemma is. Am I giving too little? I don't want to give too much. What's the right amount? We have the tax collector, the rich man, the rich tax collector. Here's the question. What do you think the grumblers are giving? I wonder how much those grumblers are giving. I wonder if they're like me, they get caught, and they're like, ugh, again, Because who Jesus is really mad at in the story are the grumblers. So, here are the takeaways today. Ready? 1, stop grumbling. Would you just stop grumbling? I mean, nobody likes to be around a grumbler. Seriously. Our chief grumbler is gone today, Jeff. Jeff normally sits right here, and he just gets so mad because if it were up to me, we wouldn't have the pig, and he's made it his life's goal to make sure that pig lives on in perpetuity here. He's even gone so far as to tell me today he was going to make a generous donation to the church if I would just raise that pig up so it's visible. He's such a grumbler, right? Just stop grumbling. Nobody wants to be around an old grouch. I'm just telling you right now. So just change it. You can. Stop grumbling. The second takeaway is stop worrying about what to say and what to give. Stop worrying about what to say and what to give. In terms of saying, just say something. Right? Just start talking about Jesus. That's all. You don't have to go save the world. But you got to say something. So just start talking, right? There is nothing that is too little to say about Jesus. And if you start talking about Jesus all the time, that's too much, just so you know. Anybody have a relative like that? I do. That's too much. But just start talking. You'll know when it's just right. You'll know. And when it comes to giving, just give. Give something to somebody. I don't care. Nothing that you give away will be counted as too little, and everything to give away might be just too much. Right? But just start giving. You'll know when it's the right amount. Do the right things for the right reasons, is really what I'm saying. it'll all work out. Even us grumblers have a chance for salvation. Okay? That's our word today.